Hey, good evening, folks. We're going to do some 1986 Cleveland project I got going on. This is going to be game six. Cleveland's facing the Kansas City Chiefs. So let's find out what the ratings are. Well, we know Cleveland's B and C. And the old Kansas City Chiefs. Where are you going? Where are you at? Kansas City. Did I miss them? Kansas City. Right there. B and C. Okay. So they're both B and C. And let's take a look at the chart real quick. B and C. All right, there we go. B to a C is a B. So they're both going to be a B. All right. B and B. Okay, let's find out who gets the ball first. Even is home. Odd is going to be away team. So this is the white dice we're going off of. All right, Kansas City will receive first. And let's see, quick lineup. Bill Kenny, Herman Hurd, Mike Pruitt, Carlos Carson, Stephon Page, Walt Arnold, defense, Art Still, Dino Hackett, Deron Cherry, Lewis Colbert, Nick Lowry, Albert Lewis is a return specialist. And for the Browns, they have Bernie Kosar, quarterback, Ernest Biner, running back, Kevin Max, the fullback, Brian Brennan is their flanker, Webster Slaughter is their X, Ozzie Newsome is going to be their tight end. Defensive line, Bob Golick. You got linebacker Chip Banks, defensive back Hanford Dixon, punter Jeff Gossett, place kicker Mark Mosley, and the return specialist is Gerald McNeil. All right, here we go for Kansas City. It's a 1. That's going to be a punt. Now, today, I don't think, I'm not going to look and see if it's a sack or anything. I'm just going to do the, the results here. It's kind of late. I need to be getting my butt in bed. Got to get up early. All right, let's see what Cleveland can do. 5. That's going to be a TD. 7 points. Touchdown. I do have on here how it happened though. So, touchdown even is the run play, and it was by number 2. It's going to be Bernie Kosar ran it in. Touchdown run by Bernie Kosar. All right. All right, here comes Kansas City. And they get a touchdown. Theirs is going to be a passing touchdown to number 7, Herman Hurd. Pass TD to Herman Hurd. All right, 7-7. Let's go, Cleveland. Oh, they punted away. All right. Okay, let's see. Well, I guess technically I should be doing this, find out if it's a punt or a missed field goal or a turnover, but we'll just keep it going here. 3. That's going to be a punt. All right, second quarter, let's go. 6, touchdown. It's a run by number 6, Ernest Biner. You run by Ernest Biner. That's for 17 yards. All right, here comes Kansas City. Oh, punt, nothing. Let's go, Cleveland. Another touchdown. That's going to be an even. So that's going to be a run by number 8. Kevin Mack. He's going to plow it in. 9 yards. And another punt. All right, 21-7. Going into the fourth quarter. All right, so KC received first. So I'm going in the third quarter. Cleveland's going to get the ball first. And they score a touchdown. Look at there, guys. Another running play by the quarterback. TD run by Bertie Kosar for 11 yards. Good deal. 28-7. 2, another punt. Their defense is on fire today, folks. Punt. All right, they finally stopped them. They had to punt it away. All right, fourth quarter. Here comes Cleveland. Out there. Righty, that's good defensive game by Cleveland. Let's put a 0 there, not a circle. Why is that not looking right? But oh, nothing there. And the last play for the Kansas City Chiefs, it's going to be a touchdown. It's going to be a run by number 3, Herman Hurd again. TD run by Herman Hurd for 19. And they are going to just kill the clock on their final play. No need rubbing it in. 28-14. Good deal, Cleveland. And now 4-2. 28-14. Up. 28-14. All right, good deal, guys. Good deal. So, got a question for you guys. So there's a lot of games that I have. I've got a lot by Jason Graham. I've got games by John at Dice Sports Generation. I've got a couple games by Jackson. I've got plenty of games from Casey London. So, where I get stuck at is I have my main universe, right? My Iron Crown Sports League. I got my whole narrative on that. But what I try to do with, I think it was baseball, when I did my season of baseball, I switched between Jason's game, Casey's game, and I think I had one more was it Casey? It might have been Jason and Casey. Thought I had one more. But irregardless, I was switching between games. And I wanted to do that because I wanted to be able to play every game that I have. I don't like to leave games not being touched, So what I think I'm going to do And let me see if I can bring it up here. Um, yeah. So with the assistance of my I don't want to say partner, but my assistant, I guess, AI, had him create me a team generator. So when I click this, it'll generate a team, what city and state they're from and their nickname. So like I do that, the Phoenix Barons. Okay. So that'll help me create teammates. The reason I did this is um, I want to create different leagues for each game, if that makes sense. Uh, Casey's got a great baseball game. It's called Pro Stat. I want to create a league just for that. And what I want to do is when I create these leagues, I just solely want to use those games that they're created for just to play. I don't want to intermingle with different game engines and that. So like Jackson's football game that I played, it's a play by play game. I really enjoyed it, and I want to create a league solely for that one. I want to create a league for John's soccer game he's come out with. He's got his own baseball game and he's got his football game. So, and of course, Jason, what the good thing about Jason's games is that they can all kind of intermingle with each other, with their, some have the grade systems, some have the number systems. So I think now I might be able to build one league with his and just intermingle his games. But I'm thinking too that I don't want to do that. That I would like to create leagues for each of his individual, football games, his racing games, stuff like that. So I guess that's kind of where I'm at right now. So that's my dilemma. And like I said, I got my main universe here that I will always, keep. Um, I've got to decide with my main universe um, how I want to handle that too, as well. Also, what I was switching between was Kevin Elias's games. He's got some great games himself. His football, his 5 dice football is tremendously fun to play. Um, he's got his own baseball game um, that I have not yet played that. So, but it's fun. I was watching the videos. I just have not broke out anything to play yet. But that's just I've got a lot of games that I want to use. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. How do you think I should create a league for each individual person's game, or how would you suggest? Throw me some tips on how to handle that. The scenario I'm in right there. Because like I said, everyone I've mentioned, they've got great games. Casey London, he's known for his one roll games. So they're quick, very quick games. You just get results quick. And with those, you can homebrew how the scores were done, who scored them, if that's what you want to do, or if you just want to play leagues and get results, those are perfect for that. So I want to incorporate all the games I own somehow. So I think right now that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to start building leagues. That's why I had this created here, this team generator. If I'm not mistaken, I think I told it to make over 500 cities in each. I think it's in each state. 500 cities, and I think prompted it to make 1,000 unique nicknames. So it cross references, right? So it'll never be the same. Every time I click on one, Pella, Iowa, Buccaneers, Pella Buccaneers, I told it to give me, 500 names in each state ranging based on population. I want large, medium, and small towns included. So, I think that's the route I'm going to go, but I would like to hear from the community what your thoughts on that or any suggestions, because I definitely will read them and take into account, and I may reach out and inquire on how to implement your suggestions into my future leagues. Okay, guys, I don't mean to keep you, but I wanted to get a game in tonight, and I apologize that, it was kind of a bland broadcasted game. Normally, when I do the Football Time Classic, I do the if it's a punt, I find out if it was a sack and all that. But I knew I wanted to talk about this topic here also, so I didn't want this to be another hour-long video. So future games will be more entertaining as I'm calling them out. I promise you, because that's something I'm working on. Of course, Jason Graham's got that down to a science, and John over at Dice Sports Generation. I mean, hey, I'd put him right there with Jason. He is very entertaining when he's giving his narrative. Again, you watch his videos, you can hear, and I speak on both gentlemen, Jason and John. You can hear the passion in their voice as they're narrating it. I mean, they are really into the game. They can see everything that they're saying is happening. So it's like they're watching the game as they're playing it and calling it out. And that's something I want to work on developing. So, but I do appreciate everybody that comes by and checks out the videos. Feel free to leave comments, good or bad, whatever. But yeah, so that, I've got people I look up to, and I think, how can I be as good as them? And I really, and I want to say that John's latest video on this, I believe it was a soccer game. He mentioned Jackson, how smooth he is when he's talking, and that is no lie. Jackson, Cat, you are smooth when you talk. You are just calm, just it's so confident. You can tell you have a lot of confidence, and that's awesome. Here, me, I'm Mr. Can't multitask to save my life, and I try to fumble over my words, and I'm hoping I'm getting things right, and I focus on one thing and I miss something else, but that's fine too. Oh, let me show you guys what check this out. Because speaking of messing up, right? So when I was playing Jackson's football game, like I said, I blame it on the multitasking. I got some plays wrong. So I think clipping. I did something. I think I gave them a down instead of giving them the first down again. I did one offsides. I was thinking it was the offense's penalty I pushed them back 5 yards. I think it was Buffalo when it should have been defense. But check this out. So, my assistant AI, look what we put together here. Check it out. So I can say when I play Jackson's games or Jason's games, any play-by-play football game, I can put on here what yard they're starting out at, right? So right here, start out at the own 25-yard line. What happens? Let's just say 3 yards. Execute play. Look at there, down here. It tells you 3 and 3. Hold on. Hold on. Let me do this. Let me clear this out. I've got to give a fresh page. I can't, because whatever page you have open, it'll start putting it on there. So I just want to show you guys this real quick. I thought this was friggin' awesome when I found out. it would do this. Shoot. I think I called it football tracker. Let me see here. Jackson football. No, I'm gonna have to do a new page here. File, new spreadsheet. Crap. It won't do it, will it? No, it won't. Okay. So it's on here. So I'll just, here, let me do this. Add a new page. Okay, football tracker. Reset sheet, set up headers. Okay, there's my sheet, right? Team A, you can call it whatever team you want. So then you set it up, yard line, open drive tracker, on 25. I think you can change this. On 25. Let me check something. I didn't do this, so set new drive. Click on that. Does that? Yep, it changes it right there. Perfect. Okay, so here we are. Check this out, Jason. Jackson, I won't mess up no more, I promise. All right, so let's just say I got a 5-yard run. Boom. Now I'm on my own 30. Why did I do it again? It doubled. Okay, shouldn't have done that, but look, it keeps track of the first down and everything. So let's say minus 5 yards. Oh, that's why. It'll automatically do it when I click these buttons. Oh, these are preset. That's awesome. On 30, 1st and 10. Oh, he got sacked again, 5 yards. On 25. 2nd and 15. Throws 10 yards. 35, 3rd and 20. All right, let's see here. Let's put 20. Let's see what it does. Just test. Let's see if it gives it a first down. Third and 20, 4th and 10, first down. It gave it the first down, but it's saying 4th and 10. You're on your opponent's 45. So 35. Hold on. Is that right? Yeah, 35. I think. I have to double check this, but 10 yards, you're on your own 35. You throw 20. Yeah. You'd be on their 45. 4th and 10. It should be 1st and 10, but it says first down. So let's just do a 5-yard play here. See, that's where it's messing up there. Should be 2nd and 10. But it says it here, right? 2nd down, yards to go, 5. So if you look over here, it's correct. This tracker is not accurate. Well, 40. I think up here is right. These are play-by-play results. Maybe that was the last play. I'm not sure. I think that's what it is, the last play. Maybe it's keeping track of 5 yards, 1st and 10. I forget. But anyways, irregardless, guys, check it out. Up here, it keeps track. Over here, it keeps track. So I don't have to worry about writing stuff down, or I can call the game out and just put it in here, and it'll keep track. I thought that was awesome. So, okay, 25 minutes. I'm out of here. Thanks for watching, guys. This weekend, I'll be doing a lot of more videos, stuff like that, playing a lot more games. So you guys have a good morning. That's probably when you'll see this. Have an awesome day. It is 9:01 Central Time where I'm at, and I've got to get my butt in bed because, like I said, I got to get up at 4:30 in the morning. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll stop rambling. Have a good night. Stay safe. God bless every one of you. Later.